White tail beatmaker. This is my heartbeat.
Ooh, that was crazy.
This is Waka Beats Entertainment.
Hey yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Shaky. Now, forgive me if I sound like hella weird right now. It's because I have not slept. And obviously, I have not slept because, one, I gotta put videos out. Two, Hashashin is on Global Labs, so I had to give it a try. And I gotta tell you, playing this class at first, it felt really weird. But then as I started playing it, it had like that musa effect for me personally, where like, I was like, this class is a lot of fun and it just feels really smooth after a while you start playing it. And this class is really cool and I wanted to go over just like a few things of what I found out from Global Labs from today. Now obviously I'm not going to be making any guides right now because this class just came out, and why would anyone in their right minds make a guide on the Hashashin day one? I mean, there's going to be so many things that we need to find out, plus yeah, like there's gonna be so many cancels and just like little things like that. But something I wanted to show you guys that's really interesting with the Hashashin is, so he has a passive. So I guess because he's the desert assassin, or he's from the desert, you put your weapons away and you sprint, you move faster in the desert. As you can see, gotta go fast, right? Also, if you guys haven't noticed, does not cost stamina to do this. Here's the other kicker, by the way. If you grind in Akhman or Histria, yeah, this works inside of Akhman and Histria as well. So, if you are going to be grinding anywhere in the desert, I think you're going to be able to appreciate this class a lot just for that reason. Now, if you take your weapons out, obviously that's not going to work. But, honestly, it's a really cool feature, and this kind of gets me thinking. I think at this point, I think other classes gotta start having passes like these, because I mean, this passive, it in theory is not balanced. Now, I don't want to take it out of the game. I just think that other classes should also get some sort of passive like this with something to do with their areas or whatever, right? Right, so what does the Hashashin play like, and, you know, if I had to compare it to some other class, what would I compare it to? So currently we only have Pre-Awakening, but I would say this is a mixture of Ninja and a mixture of Musa. And it has some really cool mechanics, and I'm just going to kind of go over like the basic skills and kind of explain what they do. Now, a lot of the stuff is in Korean, so I can't really read through everything, but I will do my best to tell you what everything does. So, very first thing is going to be his basic attack. I mean, that's just easy stuff. So, basic attack. You can do the left version. And then, of course, if you hold S, LMB, it does this, which looks pretty cool. Now, this, I believe, is a debuff. I just want to make sure. Yeah, this is going to be a minus 20 DP debuff. However, it's unsafe. So we also have this skill, which is a knock back into a KD. It has a lot of range and it has a lot of hits. So like, even though it's unsafe, this is actually a pretty good tool. It also hits very hard. Next thing you're going to have is your LMB flows and RMB flows. So basically after any attack, for the most part, it's most of the attacks. And most notably after your iframe dash, so you have a 1.5 second iframe, such as Ninja. Pretty similar to that. And with this iframe, it actually covers a lot of distance. It's like double the range of Ninja's distance, as you can see. Now, if you hold LMB, he'll do a little attack, right? Now that attack is actually a stun, but it is not safe. However, you can cancel out of it pretty quickly. So for example, the other flow was going to be RMB, right? So you go... Now that is the super armor every 5 seconds. So if you want to cancel out of that really quickly, you can. So as you can see, I went straight into super armor right there. Now here we have a floating, which is pretty slow. But it's really good for combos. And what's really cool about this floating is that you can actually cancel this. So for example, if you do this and do that, which is your iframe side dash, you can go straight into that and then go straight into your RMB super armor. Even though it is a unsafe skill, you can kind of make some gimmicks with it. Your next ability is going to be a super armor, and it's actually a really good down attack. It is your shift RMB. Really nice ability. That ability, although it has a slow startup, there are ways to get an animation canceled, which I will show you once we get to the skill that requires it. This next skill is quite good for mobility. It's actually a floating, however, it is unsafe, so you got to be careful. Here's a super armor that propels you forward. Now what's really cool about the super armor is that it is DP debuff as well. That's what it looks like. So as you can see, it looks really similar to the RMB flow. However, it's not the same skill because you can actually chain it. So you can do this and then go straight into your other flow, which will give you that. So really good super armor rotation right there. And here we have a little somersault. It's more so a combo extender so far, if anything. It's unsafe. And here we have Shift F. So this is actually a forward guard while charging the skill. And then once you're in the air, you're actually iframe. However, when you land, it is unsafe because it's actually a bound. And this ability actually will cover some distance. So if I can give you an example. Now right there I was charging it, so I'm not even gonna charge it, but like watch. I'm gonna teleport to the fox pretty much over here. So that's actually gonna be a really useful skill. You actually are not stuck in that bound animation, by the way. You can iframe out of it and then flow out of it. So for example, right, like you can cancel it, and you can also cancel it in midair with your iframe. So let me wait for the CD and show you what that looks like. Right, so it is cancelable, so you do have some little mechanics with that. This ability right here, Shift Q. So it's a stiffen on most of the hits, and then it does another knockdown. Now what's really cool about this ability, let me tell you, if it's on a down attack, it does massive damage. Next off, we have a ability, which I don't know what it's called because it's in Korean, but hop bar it, and it summons up all these tornadoes, right? As you can see, there's a bunch of tornadoes around me. Now, the way this ability works is that it'll actually target your opponent, and they'll all converge on the opponent. So, if you ever saw some of the PvP footage in the beginning, if you saw the PvP footage in the beginning, I would a lot of the times just do this. iframe out, and then I would kind of throw my Shift E, which is a huge vacuum, which was, you know, it was pretty badass. And then we have a hotbar version, which is going to be a super armor. Oh, by the way, the Shift E is also a super armor, and so is your tornado summon. And another really cool thing about this is your Shift F. And the other cool thing is your Shift E super armor. And then of course we have the hotbar, which is a little AoE. I know a lot of the times you would see me teleport, so you pretty much can throw your offhand, right? And it actually has a lot of distance. It's about the same distance as a Musa arrow, right? And it's a block jump as well. So if you hit confirm it and press E, you'll teleport. Your next ability is going to be a flow. It's a space bar. It works after certain skills. So it looks like this. It's that horizontal slash right there. With that horizontal slash, you can cancel into your Shift R and B, right? Which is a super armor, because it's a pretty slow startup. You can insta cancel out of that by holding your Shift R and B. So if you just do the ability, right? So I'm gonna do it again. You can see how fast that was, and that does mad damage. Other than that, with the flow, if you hold R and B, you'll follow up with the stab. That's the stab right there. And of course, this class does have a Q block, so you guys know. It is a frontal guard only. There is no super armor on the back. With your Q block, you have another block jump you have access to. So as soon as you get hit, you press back in Q, and you see how he does that little attack. So if he pretty much blocks an attack and parries it, he'll teleport to the back of the opponent and do the same attack, and you'll pretty much get a stun. It works exactly like the ninja's block jump, pretty much. Other than that, that's pretty much every ability that I was able to find. And there's one thing I do want to mention. This is one of his most important things you guys should know. His F. So Hashashin's F, the way this works. If you know Katarina from League, it's the same concept. You put your tornado down, you teleport. And you can do this for quite a bit. So I know what a lot of you are going to be saying in the comments, like, oh, like Hashashin looks really slow. Listen, the looks can be deceiving. This class, so in terms of chasing, it's not the greatest, okay? But in the middle of a fight, this is the fastest class in the game, and there's only pre-awakening. I can confirm. It is much faster than a Musa or Meiwa or Ninja while fighting. Mainly because of your tornado placement. So I'm going to give you a little small example of this, right? But, you know, other than that, that's all I have for now. I'm going to keep dueling on this class. I'll probably release a video tomorrow of a lot of PvP with Hashashin, and we can go from there. But that's going to be it for this video. Guys, if you're looking forward to any guides for Hashashin or anything like that, do drop a sub and keep in touch, because I think I'm rerolling to this class. This class is dope and I'm having a lot of fun on it.